So a few weeks ago, Mike Johnson was elected as the Speaker of the House. In today's episode, I'm going to share some thoughts on two different ways that he's been attacked. Now, I'm not going to get into any of his political positions. That's not what this episode is about. Rather, I'm going to share some thoughts about what appears to be his Christian positions and how those positions have been characterized and attacked. So let's get started. Now, last month, the U.S. House elected a new speaker, Mike Johnson from Louisiana. And I'm not familiar with his political positions, so I'm not going to comment on that here. What I am going to talk about are some of the moral and Christian positions that he seems to hold and how he has been attacked for some of those positions. First up is this. When he was speaking to Fox News, Johnson said, "I'm a Bible-believing Christian. Someone asked me today in the media, they said, it's curious. People are curious. What does Mike Johnson think about any issue under the sun?" I said, well, go pick up your Bible off your shelf and read it. That's my worldview. In response to this, former White House press secretary and MSNBC host Jen Psaki said, "You heard that right. The Bible just doesn't inform his worldview. It is his worldview." Now, there were plenty of other outlets and commentaries that mocked and insulted him in a similar manner. The idea that the Bible would be the foundation and source of a worldview is so outside their own worldview that the only response is mockery and disbelief. Now, those attacks, they're rooted in ignorance or politics or both. As a Christian, of course, the Bible is the source of my own worldview. It would be strange if it were not. What we're just not used to is a politician stating so. Politicians often hide their real worldview, and they just say what they think people want to hear. So having a politician openly say that the Bible is his worldview, it's shocking to many people. And then there was another story that came shortly after that first one. Media sources, they started going through old stories, old news stories and articles to find things on Johnson that they could report on. And one was from just last year. They didn't have to go too far back. It was from 2022. During a conference about technology, Johnson shared how he and his son use something called Covenant Eyes. And that's software for computers and mobile devices. It alerts an accountability partner of any questionable content, but most specifically porn. It's primarily used for porn use. And as would be expected, the media mocked and insulted and ridiculed this as well. They called it creepy and much worse than that. There was plenty of dishonest reporting about this. Some were even saying that Johnson and his son were using this to keep track of and know what each other's porn watching is. They were knowing, oh, he watches this porn. He watches, like they were monitoring it, keeping track of it like a game, sort of. But none of this is surprising, although it is a sad commentary on the state of our world right now. There's an epidemic of fatherlessness. There's study after study showing the impact of fathers not being present with their families or out of the picture entirely. And here we have a man who's trying to do his best to lead by example, to be there for his son, to care enough about his son to help him navigate and hopefully avoid the dangerous world of pornography. So such shock and horror that a man would seek accountability and to set a good and positive example for his son. The fact is that porn ruins lives, and Johnson doing his part to help his son work through such an issue, it's not one for ridicule. Rather, it's one for praise. But we seem to be living in a time when Isaiah 5:20 is being played out in real time right in front of our eyes. That's the verse that reads like this: "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." It seems more and more often, more and more frequently, we're seeing good called evil and evil called good. Trying to help your son, trying to set an example, trying to lead him through these times, that is good. So, Speaker Johnson, I don't know you. We've never met. We probably never will. But on these 2 points, good for you. Good for you for caring about and leading your son through these times. And good for you for standing up for the Bible and having it as the foundation of your worldview. We need more people willing to do the same. Now, please be sure to subscribe to this show wherever you listen to your podcast or if you watch on YouTube. Like it, leave a comment, you know all the things to do. It helps other people find the show, so thank you for that. And if you'd like to be around other men who are seeking accountability, who have the Bible as their worldview, head over to significantman.com and check out the fellowship. It's a mastermind group that's specifically for Christian men. We work through the issues of life that matter the most. We hold each other accountable. We encourage one another. We support one another. We learn together. We laugh. We have a lot of fun. If that's something you're looking for, head over to significantman.com. Check out the fellowship group. See if that's right for you. All right. Enjoy the next show.